welcome back to Ratchet Clank. Well, I don't need to tell you what happened in the last part. Let's get straight into it because this next part is just going to suck majorly. We are not even at the hardest skill points in the game. Basically, we're almost done with this dog water of a planet. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like this planet if you haven't seen part 15. So yeah, there are going to be some things that will open, but only after we clear this next part. So yeah. And again, you can't use your weapon select on anything magnetic for some reason. So yeah, we have to deal with ice for some reason. Yes, there is ice physics on this planet. I don't know why that is, but there is. There's also strong winds we have to deal with. So, you see that? Now for another thing. This part. If you thought this was bad, try doing it on the Vita version. It is so awkward to do on the Vita version because your sticks are so sensitive. So your best method of doing it on the Vita version is to just basically just move the camera, move yourself. Constantly just use the D-pad for movement because while it seems very out there to have camera movement not be on the D-pad and have regular movement be on the D-pad and also the analog stick, I'm going to tell you this right now. Consider it a blessing in disguise if you're playing this on the PlayStation Vita. So yeah. So now we have to jump. We have to, well, do some Olympics. So, okay. Basically, we have to jump over fields of electricity. Ugh. I could have sworn this was easier to do. Sorry for that sloppy performance. But, yeah. Unfortunately, we have some more electricity to deal with. I just realized... shoot. I'm just... Ugh. Gosh. No joke. I have some major anxiety because of that. No, it's not there. I want to say there's two of the 4 gold bolts are in this area. Ow. That's why they... Yeah, and you start all the way back there. Back here. I'm not kidding. Checkpoints are just really bad. So it's just like, oh, you make all this progress? Guess what? You fail? You fail off the map? Guess what? Your checkpoint is all the way back at the start. Like, you know what? I never got to finish that story of how much of a gong show editing Crash 3 was. Like, I started it 2 parts ago, and I never continued it. All because this planet was getting on my nerves. So I'm gonna continue it. I was constantly getting pulled away. I was constantly not in an environment where I can actually resume recording. And I was constantly having troubles trying to get started. I just was not happy with how they turned out. They were either getting too long for me to cut down, or they're just not fun. They just didn't seem like I would want to edit them all together. I got so frustrated at the result that I decided to delete the original take because of just how hair-pullingly angry I was. I was just so sick of just not getting it to look the way I wanted to. I was so sick of having to try try it over and over again, because no matter what I did, I was never happy with it. I was trying to show off a glitch where I was going to clip through those like sliding platforms that I was able to do by complete accident, and by the time I was trying to do it, I was just not getting it to happen. There was no way I could find some way to try to do it consistently, nor could I find anyone online doing it because of how specific the type of glitch it is. I was able to clip through floors, but I wasn't able to do the one thing with those pushing platforms in the Egypt levels. I wanted to show the weirdness that happened with it because I was sliding and I somehow gained a lot of speed. You don't know how much I just really wanted to show off that glitch, but guess what? I never did. I ended up wasting a lot of time and did not look forward to recording or editing it, but it's just like the more I looked at it, I'm like, I could do better. And it just felt like anytime I tried to record, something within my family would happen, and I was prevented from recording. I had to cut out bits and pieces of lots of audio because they were literally stalling the pausing process, and I was wasting space on my PC. And then, this is going to be the venting part, me venting about the process of editing that Let's Play. And then we get to the... I'm just never going to make it past that part, aren't I? At least I'm feeling the dead air. Ay. Of course, the moment I start recording, I have a worse time on this planet. And I completely forgotten where one of the... I'm trying to remember where one of the gold bolts is. I know it's hidden behind something, because I remember the one where you have to climb to get it. I'll be right back. Now let's do this proper, and stay on the metallic track this time. There's wind here. Okay. So, I get to the point where I finally have it all recorded, and I actually started editing the process. It starts off really smoothly. I was actually getting back in my groove, and I actually finally got past the pause of how long it would take to edit all of these. And I have the Demo Visions expert, the kiosk demo episode finally put together. And then we get to the other episodes. I've had trouble trying to find motivation to edit all because of all the things I had to cut to make sure that I am not meandering too long, and so there isn't like a whole bunch of nothing happening. In fact, I think this is the one where there is a hidden gold bolt hill here. I remember, I think it was here. It's either here or somewhere else. Oh, yeah. Old Tannis. Gotta remember it's Old Tannis, not Olantis. I already know about the one gold bolt. Let me find the other. I'll be right back. I was in that spot, and I didn't know it. All because the S-Video Gamma just not being good. Careful, Ratchet. Yep, it was like right there. How did I miss that? And I didn't even need to jump down. The game did it for me. Okay, that's funny. Anywho. Okay, I guess I didn't need that weapon, or ammo. And guess what? The fourth gold bolt isn't that far away. We have to jump on this, but we must not go up. Just hold left on the not analog stick, D-pad. This is the one case where you want to use the D-pad for this. Trust me. Because the third gold bolt we're getting is right here. This is the last gold bolt in this part of the area, or this part of the planet specifically. So now, we just have to clear the objective. So, okay. Okay, good. Sorry, I get nervous because I'm not sure if they're gonna auto-grab the ledge. Personally, the one thing I'm just glad to be done with is trying to follow a Let's Play to play Twilight Princess. If anyone's wondering my opinion on that, I didn't like that game. I wanted to, but a story for another day. Let's go talk to Quark.
Captain Quark!
Where?
Come on, Quark, I know it's you.
The name's Steve. Pleased to meet you.
Look, Steve, I need to know where Drek is before it's too late.
Did you say too late? Sir, it is never too late to acquire the latest in the long line of quality products from Gadgetron. I have for you, today only, the Gadgetron PDA.
Public display of affection?
No, personal delivery assistant. This device allows you to purchase ammunition wherever and whenever you want it.
Yeah? How do I know it works?
You can always trust Gadgetron quality, or my name's not Steve. Thank you, and have a quark-tastic day.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I love that cutscene. It's one of my favorite cutscenes in this game. I'm not kidding. Like, first of all, freaking Ratchet's like, public display of affection? Like, how do you get that from personal digital assistant? So, also, I just noticed in that cutscene, Ratchet face palms. How did I miss that detail? Okay, so we got ourselves a device known as the Gadgetron PDA. It lets us order ammo from anywhere. There's just one problem. You have to pay for delivery fees. That is the only caveat about this. Now, if you did the bulk glitch like I have, then you probably wouldn't have to worry about it that much. Even then, it's more useful than the drone glove ever will be. But even then, if you know where everything is, you can find everything you need. You can find everything you need without needing to use this the entire time. I'll tell you this right now, there isn't really much of a use for this outside of just needing to get some ammo if you're in a spot, which you should rarely ever be in. But in case you are, which is possible, this thing can come in handy. Just expect to pay express fees, as you saw from the price increase, because that's the caveat you're dealing with. If you're picking up, you don't have to worry about any fees, but if you're asking for delivered ammo, well, guess what? You're paying extra for that express quality stuff. So, yeah. So now that we're back here, finally, it's going to only mean one thing. You know, a warhead that big shouldn't have made an explosion that small. Press this button. We now have swing shots to that gold bolt that we were missing this entire time. All we need to do is grab it, and we're finally done. So yeah. Just swing and swing. I will say that I often do get lost here because sometimes I miss the swing shot that goes to the area I'm looking for. And remember, hold swing. Or you can just fall off like a dope because depth perception bites. For some reason, this was my last checkpoint. Someone want to tell me how? Ugh. Could be worse. Could be Twin Sandy's unskippable cutscenes. No, I will not forgive him for that. Sonic 06 doesn't get that same kind of forgiveness, and neither does Spyro Enter the Dragon. I'm sorry if I'm projecting and such. Like, I've seen so many praises for that game, but when I played it myself, I was not having a good time. I was really not having a good time. Anywho. Okay. Basically, I got it down to just a plan where I'm like, just only show 4 of the worlds, and then show all the other stuff. You don't have to show off everything or try to scavenge for differences. And this is me almost forgetting that I don't have the helipack. So when they come around, you kind of have to wait for this one. Yeah, if you're wondering, you were supposed to wait until you clear all the missions to get these 2, but you can just easily circumvent that by just using the Visibomb gun. And then you have this part. And I think you need to use oh yeah, I think you need to use a swing shot from there. And then probably one of the most trickiest gold bolts to get. I'm not kidding. Because not only is it very easy to get lost on the way, it's also very hard to time. But with that being done, we are finally done with this plan until New Game Plus, and I'm not really going to show much of New Game Plus. It's literally just, you have all the weapons, you just need to get all the gadgets again. But I'm really only going to show New Game Plus for the gold weapons and the cheats. Yeah, there are cheats in this game, much like Spyro. And they are not activated the normal way, like how when you're playing Ratchet and Clank, nowadays, you do get cheats through getting skill points and possibly gold bolts. But in this game, you get cheats through skill point. No, not skill points. Button combinations. More on that for the bonus episode. And fortunately, I don't have to record much. I'm going to tell you this right now. This game does have prototypes. I'm talking E3 demos. I'm going to tell you this right now. We're not going to be looking at any of those until I have a means to show them. Or have a means to show it off on real hardware. I don't have a computer that can run PlayStation 2 emulation. So we're not going to worry about that for now. It'd be something for the future. But we're going to go back to Ralagar and get that last skill point and finally get a late game weapon. So we need to go back to a certain area which the taxi is going to skip. So I will see you when we get to that. Back in a bit. Pyroster, let's go. Alright, now that we're here, let's go downtown. Also, my PlayStation 3 just turned on. It's backing up saves. Yes, even after all the time we spent off of this planet, they're still doing this kind of stuff. So, yeah. I'm just gonna go reload. Let's just say I got another world in PlayStation 3 Minecraft to make, because let's just say I forgot to upsize the biomes and such. Oh gosh. Oh, now I remember why I was here. First, let's actually... No, that's the wrong thing. Let's actually get the Morpho Ray in the quick select, because we actually only have one more weapon to get. I think you know the one. So... Yep, these guys, easy to turn to chicken. This thing, however, impossible. And don't you dare tell me to use the decoy glove. I tried it. In fact, I'll try it right now. Let me show you why I won't use the decoy glove on this thing. Because I'll fire it. And it won't even pay attention to it. Let me fire it closer. See? So, here is the last skill point we're going to get. And it's tricky to get because you're going to have to take a few hits because I have not seen anyone get it without taking a hit. So if I have to die a few times, now you know why. Yeah. There's a reason why that's a skill point. And you start all the way back here. Like, why don't I just take the shortcut? Because you're not going... because when you go back that way, you're going much... you have to go through that one section, and then the underground section, and then you'll be back downtown. At least I've taken care of all the enemies. I'll be right back again. Ugh. Yep, do that. I guess get underneath the barrel somehow and just turn him into a chicken that way? Didn't think that would work. Okay, enough dawdling. Let's talk to this guy. You have a chunk of change? Let's give him that chunk of change. Here you go. Shut up and take my bolts.
This thing is heavy.
Yeah, try carrying it around in your trench coat for 2 months.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to tell everyone about your services.
Listen, you little twerp. If you tell anyone what you saw, what we talked about,
Do I even have to say it?
yous two have a nice day.
Yeah. Choke the Lombax's robot. Oh god. And, you get the wrath of the Lombax. Yeah, that's what Ratchet species is called, Lombaxes. But now we have the Rhino. This thing is the best weapon in the game for a good reason. You fire 9 shots of your missile silo, and it can destroy a lot of things in one hit. However, you will never get any weapon drops from Rhinos. So yeah, this is your clean the room solution. You will never get a single weapon drop from a Rhino. You have to buy the Rhino ammo every time. Maybe this could be your best case use of the PDA, but I'll tell you this right now, Rhino ammo is actually really cheap. It's like really, really cheap. So, like, you go to like a Gadgetron vendor, you'll see how cheap the weapon, the ammo is. Like, you don't have to worry about spending too much on getting ammo for a weapon, considering that you don't get any drops for Rhino ammo. Which probably makes the Rhino ammo item unused, if there is a model for darn thing in the first place. And we're only 28 minutes in, we're not even at the gas part yet. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's all we have to do here after having to wait so long just to be able to get that last skill point. So, so yeah. like, there will be days where I would just open up Vegas, and I need to pad out the timing here, but I would open up Vegas and never start editing. I would get so swamped with other tasks during the day, and I would just never be able to get a part editing unless I just push myself to edit. And I was pushing myself hard. And then here comes the fun part. Rendering. Rendering. If you are familiar with Vegas, you are familiar with the chance that that the video could just yeet itself, that your footage could just decide to get rid of itself mid editing or mid rendering. So guess what? It did this several times. Even when mid editing, I had to basically close the program, reopen it, just to like re-edit the darn thing. So and it just loved doing this at the worst times, where it's just like in the last part of it, it decides the footage is now gone, and now I have to stop what I'm doing and re-edit it. And you want to know what it decides to do instead? It decides to freeze on a frame and never advance. So I have to move the footage. And you want to know what it did because of how much I was in the how far I was into the footage? It decided to render the wrong audio, even though the audio I selected was the correct audio and such. Was it because it was gathering the data from much earlier in the timeline? I don't know how to explain this. I had to re-render certain parts because it was rendering the wrong stuff. And I went through a lot of trouble. All the while, the world was going through the worst year ever. And it's not going to get any better. Oh, don't worry. I hate like some of the things that's been going on as well. Oh yeah. After a while, they'll go back to normal size. Well, I can change that. I think it's just because you off-screen her and such. But it's just all of that. I went through all of that and on top of just feeling like I was just constantly being pulled away from being able to render because these things take a while. I'm on a hard disk drive. And if I'm going to be offered a computer with a solid state, I want a solid state that can have a lot of space on it, so that way not only do I have the speedy hard drive, but I also have the space for it. Because solid state drives and 1080p videos will eat a lot of gigabytes. And I'm not even rendering at freaking 4K. I want to render at like 1080 soon. So yeah. Have one last look at our big naturals because this is the last time we're going to be here. Yeah, I've made a bunch of boob jokes. If I had to be edgy to say to tell YouTube not to change my channel settings, and so be it. I'm sorry. Like, even if it had to come to a point where I had to make a video about it, I would. So, let's see. We have another planet to go to, and now that we got the last skill point and thing for this planet, we have one place we need to go to. And this place right here, Quartu has no skill points. It has 2 gold bolts and one we have to backtrack for. This is the planet we seen at the beginning of the game. And the reason why we're going here is because there is something we need to find out. We're going to be doing one of the things here first before calling it a part, because I don't think just basically doing the last part of that and the last skill point is going to be enough for one part. But before we do any of that, let's actually go here first. So, let's use this area as training for a later skill point. Because you can completely miss this weapon, and you would not miss anything in the game because of it. And, yep, this area. There's an item in this area, there's a reason why it's here. Gosh, if I got hit there, that's not exactly a good omen. And we have to go through rings. It's underwater. It's Superman, but underwater. Ah! I did go see that movie, by the way. I highly recommend you watch it, because if you're a fan of James Gunn, like, now that I'm saying it, I probably should go, give his other works a shot. You might enjoy that movie a lot. Like, I was enjoying it the entire way through. Ugh. Anywho. We need to get out of the water soon because, we are cutting it close. As soon as you step out, the water will immediately electrocute back up. But now we have this thing. That voice clip played way before the subtitle. The bolt grabber makes your range for grabbing bolts a lot larger. In a game with famine, with the bolt, with the economy, with the game in with the bolt economy not exactly being profitable. Well, this gadget feels like a very late addition to the game. I'm not kidding. They probably wanted you to use this for New Game Plus, by chance. And because of how late you get it, and considering that if you have done in the bolt glitch, well, there's not really much of a point to this weapon. In fact, we're not going to be able to do one of the missions here simply because we need something to get inside, and we don't have it. It's in another planet, and we need to get an infobot for it as well. So, yeah. Consider that area a bit of practice for what you're about to go through in one of the penultimate planets, or station in this case. So, yeah, we can't get in there because, we need something large and destructive. So, what do we do? Oh, no, we don't do that? We don't do that on the first visit? I thought you did. Oh, no, wait, am I missing something? Ugh. Ugh. Oh no, wait, I'm stupid. Okay. I forgot about that platform. I'm sorry. Ugh. It's just all of that. Like, I wanted to have gotten the outtake reel and those bonus episodes out way before July. The last outtake reel that aired before then was aired in March. I was so late that I decided to extend the gap of how long this Let's Play year will go on for, because of just how late I was. And let me tell you this, I already have the name for the outtake reel for this year. And I already have a handful of outtakes, both from the Hackless project and, well, this game. Just all that trouble I went through just to get the 6th blooper reel finally edited and put together. I'm super happy because I got a lot to go through for when I get to the 2025 blooper reel. Anyways, let's proceed with the mission.
Was it pi over infinity, or...
Hey, you need help fixing that thing?
Actually, I'm trying to destroy it.
Why?
I was contracted to re-engineer my enlarging machine to create huge, heavily armed mechs.
So that's where those mechs came from.
Precisely. Had I known Drek was behind this, I never would have done it.
Is there anything we can do?
Well, if you'll volunteer to be enlarged, you may be able to stop those mechs long enough for me to sabotage this machine.
And then you will change me back?
I've never tried that, but in theory, yes.
So, the last thing we're doing for today's part. Behold, Megas XLC! Yep, chicks dig, triangle buttons. Let's do that again. Yes, we have a giant robot. Chicks dig giant clankers. Yeah, by the way, that show got unfairly treated by the network, and boy, was that a sign of things to come in the decades following. Yeah, thanks for the merger. But yeah, basically, you punch with square, you fire with circle, you do a super blast with triangle. And you get a robot arena. This is actually the closest thing you'll get to those arenas you will see in the sequels. And I have played through the sequel. I still need to get back to doing the Vita version because I need to follow these tips to try to get the ace missions done with no rings missed. Because guess what? The developers over at Mass Media never adjusted for the sensitivity of the sticks. It's like near impossible to get all those rings, and I have to do it 3 times. More stuff for when we get to going commando, and I still want to play Up Your Arsenal soon because I want to do an advertisement that announces the next Let's Play. So that way, I have an excuse to say, shove it up your ugly arsenal. You know they couldn't get away with that name in Europe, so it's literally just called Ratchet Clank 3. Like, I mean, I understand if you want to just have an easier time saying the names of each of the games, so you just say Ratchet 2 or Ratchet 3. I still consider... I think most people would consider Deadlock to be Ratchet 4, but it's actually Ratchet 5 because guess what game came out before it? According to, at least, to Japan. Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, which I never got to play.
Done. Now just step into the machine and we'll see what happens.
Nice to have you back, I guess.
I've recalibrated the controls to allow only your specific circuit pattern.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know how to thank you two. Maybe this'll help.
New! From Gadgetron, the makers of weapons and other fine products, comes the Hollow Guys. With the Hollow Guys, you can fool robots into thinking you're one of them. Match your wits against other robots. Work on robotic assembly lines. Attend robot parties. The Hollow Guys. Available only at Gadgetron headquarters for a limited time. Not to be used for illegal purposes. We're only in sanctioned areas. You will not actually become a robot.
If I can get that thing, I'll be able to get past those robot guards.
Robots are not so easily fooled.
Ah, what's that?
What?
Uh-huh.
Buzz, look at Elliot! Where? But yeah, that's gonna do it for this part. So let's go back to the ship. I never got to play Size Matters simply due to the fact that I didn't have a PSP at the time. I need to get my PSP cleaned because some soda spilled onto it, and now the R button and the analog stick are sticky. I know it's like a circle pad, but still, it serves the same purpose. But Yeah, we'll worry about Ratchet & Clank size matters when we get to it. I'm going to tell you this right now, depending on how I feel at the end of Secret Agent Clank, that's probably going to be a let's look at. Anyway, if you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below. Any amount helps. You can have your name read for videos like this. If you want to follow this series and any others like it, it's just a click of the subscribe button and the bell, but you don't have to if you don't want to. The thought is appreciated. I've been Gigalem. I hope you're taking really good care of yourself, and I shall now bid you adieu.